Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I am here to give you guys a long-awaited, at least it's been long-awaited for me. I wanted to show you guys the garden that we started a couple months ago. So you guys saw me last, I believe, I filmed a video where I was planting all of my vegetables for the year. Yes, it is very loud out here. You can hear the cicadas. They are actually in our woods. They're in all of our woods back here, but they're not up here, like at the house. We actually haven't seen a single one, but you can definitely hear them. They are so incredibly loud, but we are going to forge on and try to film this video, even though it's extremely loud out here. So today's video is actually going to be planting my garden out with you guys. As you guys can see back here, it has been a month since we actually filmed a lot of the footage for this video, and I cannot wait to show you guys the garden and how well it's doing now. But I wanted to show you guys the process of how we built our beds. We did our garden layout, we did all of our plumbing, we did all of our piping, which you can see here, and everything. I filmed all of that to show you guys, and I'll probably do a voiceover on some of that to show you guys what we did. But I'm really excited for you guys to see the process and how we did the garden. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you guys is the watering system that Patrick put in. I am going to show you guys the trenching that we did. Patrick worked very hard on this, and so far I am happy to say it's working out beautifully. You can see here Patrick trenched all the way down the middle of the two aisles for the beds. We put in PVC pipe, basically just ran the longest pipe we could get all the way down, and then we branched off onto the sides for each bed, and then we put 3 outlets where we could run basically hosing and drip pipe systems, and we put 3 outlets for each bed to run the water on. So we buried the trench. The grass will grow back and you won't even be able to tell it was there, but we buried it yesterday, Patrick and I. It took forever, but that's done. So now we just have to finish hooking up the rest of the pipe, and we actually have a pump coming in that we're going to connect right here to push the water harder so the water reaches all the beds, because right now these back 3 beds and the back furthest bed right here, that one doesn't get water, and then these 3 don't get water. Everything else gets watered. So we're just going to get a little pump and put it on there and see if that helps and waters everything. If not, we have some more ideas, but most of it gets watered, so that's good. So this PVC pipe idea that Patrick had started, that we initially did where he drilled holes into 3 strips of PVC pipe, we abandoned this idea. We bought the pump, installed it. It did not help the pressure at all. So 3 or 4 of the beds were still not getting water. We abandoned this pipe idea and we ended up going to drip hoses, which I'm going to show you in a moment. You can see this is garlic. This is garlic. We've got garlic here. There's a garlic. This is a big garlic. I've got some more underneath here. And then that's a garlic. Lots of garlic in here. So a lot of the garlic is coming up. There's another one. So I'm really happy about that. So the PVC system that we installed did not work. Unfortunately, we have to take it all out. So that's what Patrick's doing right now, and I'm about to help him. We're ripping all that out, and we are having to replace it with the black soaker hoses that we used last year. These are the hoses that we used last year. They're soaker hoses, and these are what we are about to fill the beds with to water all of the beds. And we're just going to use the core system. So this is all staying and the middle part staying. We're just tearing out the long 8-foot lines. That's it. Those are all sweating really, really good. So we figured out the watering system. The sweat hoses were working great, and the PVC core system was what holding it all together. It was working great. So now that we have the watering system worked out, now we are moving on to the day that we put the vegetables into the ground, and I have my brother-in-law who was so nice to help us with that. So before we can get the vegetables into the beds, we have to cover as many of the beds as I can with weed cloth so that it reduces my grass and weed maintenance. The onions and the carrots will not be getting weed cloth because there's just too many. It would be way too many holes. However, the green beans, bell peppers, okra, and tomatoes are getting the cloth. So As you can see, I organized and separated all my tomato plants that I grew, and right now I'm just positioning them where I want them to be planted on the beds. However, I go up behind myself and we have to burn holes, and I'll show you guys that. We used a butane torch this year. I got the idea from Acre Homestead and it's genius. I actually am going to burn holes and then we will plant the tomatoes into the holes that I burned.
And this plant is here?
Yeah, thank you.
Needs it better. Because we can get our hands in here, you know?
Yeah. The smaller the hole you mean, or bigger?
Bit smaller. We can get our hands in here pretty easily. And then, you know what I mean?
So here I am using the butane torch that I told you guys about. I loved this method. Basically, you put the weed cloth down, you pick your tomato spot where you're going to plant your tomato, and then you just burn holes really quickly, being really careful not to hit your watering system. That was a challenge because we did put our watering system underneath the cloth to hold in moisture in our beds so we could water less often, but also keep the weeds out. Acre Homestead did this method last year. I don't know if she did it this year, but last year I just absolutely loved her method of doing this, and I knew that I wanted to do it this year. So I just found it to be really efficient, and it was a time saver for sure. And yeah, I just highly recommend it if you are looking to put weed cloth down to prevent weeds in your beds. Here we are onto the carrot bed. So the tomatoes were done and planted. Now we're doing the carrots. Basically, I'm just sprinkling the seeds, and then I am zhooshing the soil with my fingertips. That's pretty much all I do. You don't plant carrots deep or else they will not germinate and sprout. That's my little tip. I had great success last year with carrots, and I also have a lot growing this year. So I'm really excited about the carrots. And so far they're doing great. So you can see I'm just sprinkling seeds very loosely. I did a lot of carrot seed this year. I think I did like 2 or 3 packs in this bed, and so it's a lot. But you just sprinkle it, and then you zhoosh it in, just kind of, you know, spreading it with your fingers a little bit, and you really don't bury them at all, and then make sure they're good and watered, and that is it. And I've had a really great germination rate this year, which I will show you guys in the next video. Alright, so here is the full garden overview. I'm going to give you guys a little walkthrough real quick. This is day 1 of vegetables in the ground. Ignore this mess. This is all for flowers, soil for flower. This is not vegetables, but this is the garlic bed. You can see I've got a lot of garlic coming up. Lots of sturdy garlic stems. All my garlic is coming up really nicely. I'm really pleased with that. I've counted a lot of garlic, and we're getting a lot of rain next week, so I think this is going to be so great. Garlic. I mean, just the garlic's doing really well. So these 3 beds are not completed in this video, and we ended up not using them for vegetables, but that first bed on the left that my hand's in front of is being used for dahlias this year. And then we move on to this first bed. This bed right here, it actually has only sunflowers in it, but we are going to be using it for pumpkins later on in the season. But for right now, for this video's sake, there was nothing in this bed while filming this. And then we have green bean. This is the green bean bed. This just got watered, and so that's really damp in there. You can see it's watering really well. In every one of these holes, there is a green bean, grow beans. And then I've got green beans over here too. So we have, this is a green bean bed, and these will be purple or burgundy green beans that I got from my gardener. So we'll see how those germinate, come up. And then here we have potatoes. We planted these several weeks back because they're a little bit more cold hardy. And so we planted these probably about 3 weeks ago, I would say. And they're doing great. This is all the growth after about 2-3 weeks. So they're coming up wonderful. So yeah, 2 green bean, and then this is carrots. You can't see them, obviously. We planted them today, but this is a carrot bed. Yeah, this is a carrot bed. You can see it just got watered not too long ago. This is the onion bed. So you can see we planted onions on both sides of the drip hoses, and we did just like so. So this is the onion bed. Now, as you can see, there's no water getting into the middle aisles right here. These two middle aisles, those are just filler aisles. If they become anything, great, but they're not getting watered regularly, like the ones that are on the hose are. We just had a ton of extra onions, so we did just put onion in, but I don't expect those two rows right here to do anything. I expect the ones next to the hose will, which that's fine, because I have a second onion bed over here. You can see we did the same thing. We planted red onion, and the red onion is along the hose, which we'll go over there in a second. And then I have my first tomato bed. These plants, I started all of these inside. They are so beautiful. I did use Acre Homestead's tomato plant idea. Pretty much all of this was her idea. I started these inside. That's why they're so rich. Look at that color. They are so healthy and rich and beautiful. Look at these plants. And these are all my gardener seeds mostly. Some of these are a few organic. I did like 3 different brands of tomatoes this year. I showed you guys a video on that, but you guys have seen that. But look how rich and green, because I used the Vermont compost that Acre Homestead suggested. So my tomatoes look amazing. Here's another angle. We just put these in today, so it'll be really interesting to see what they look like in like a week even. It'll be really interesting to see what they look like, and that's exciting. So all the tomatoes over here are eating tomatoes. They're My Gardener pineapple, they're pretty tomatoes, they're beefsteak tomatoes. That's all of these. These are canning tomatoes. These are all Roma and cherry. And yes, I can cherry because they're so prolific. There's several of these over here are cherry tomatoes. Like I think that might be a cherry tomato. Some of them do look really raggedy. Just a few of them, obviously, because, you know, they go through things. Like I'm probably going to just pop this off. They go through some stuff. All of these are Roma and cherry. And then here's that other onion bed right beside it. So you can see the watering system is watering along the onions really well. And then we did plant some onions in the little filler spots, but I don't expect them to do anything. Not worried about it. And you can see there's onions along that way too. And we just put them about 6 inches apart, 6 to 8 inches apart. So they're not too close, you can see. But yeah, I'm really hoping we get some good onions this year. This bed is all red. And then this one is yellow. So we did yellow and red onion. The red onion don't store as long, and they also don't grow as well for me. So I did a lot more onions over there. This is the last bed to talk about, and it is bell peppers and one sad little broccoli plant. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's the only My Gardener broccoli that germinated. I only got one broccoli that germinated, and it's beautiful, but it's the only one. And then I've got, let me see, are you wet? Yeah, you got watered good. It's the only one that germinated. And then I've got, these are all bell pepper here, and they're beautiful. They're kind of leaning over because we just planted them today. But look how gorgeous. Look at that. It's already getting little seedling like bulbs on there, whatever. They all honestly turned out really well. They're kind of long and laying, but they are really nice, really pretty. And I have a lot of hope for my bell pepper plants. They're really pretty. And then these are all okra. These will stand up as they get stronger and adjust outside. These okra plants get so tall, and they just are so prolific. Like this, look at this. This one's gonna have buds on it so soon. Little okra flowers. This one's really strong. And this one too. These are like just really strong plants. Okra is incredibly prolific for us, so I bet you those will be really good. And then one broccoli. So it's just bell pepper, okra, broccoli. That's the entire vegetable garden for this year. I will definitely update you guys as the season goes, and we'll see how well all of this does. Everything out here except for the carrots, the green beans, and the onions, I started inside. I'll definitely have to show you guys what it looks like in a week or two. And how much those potatoes are going to blow up. So you'll definitely see those in about a week or so. All right, guys, that is it for this video of planting out the garden. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm going to be showing you guys in the next video the current garden and how well it's growing and how well everything is doing. It's been about a month or so since I filmed the video that you guys just saw. So I'm going to be filming a current update. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoy it. I will see you guys next time. Be kind. Bye.